Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Home with Kimberly. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to bring you some DIY crafts that I did. Just a few decor pieces that I wanted around the house. They were more farmhouse inspired decor pieces, more high-end looking. I tried to use mostly Dollar Tree items, but I did end up grabbing a couple of items from Hobby Lobby as well when I couldn't find certain things at the Dollar Tree that I wanted. If you like this video, please do leave me a thumbs up and comment down below if you would like to see some more videos like this. Now, I take my inspiration, a lot of inspiration from Pinterest, other videos and just searches on the internet, things that I like. These are not my complete original ideas, although I did put my own little personal spin on them, but just wanted to disclose this is not something that I just completely came up with on my own, but it's just some things that I wanted to have in my home. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Okay, so for this first piece, I wanted to go in my kitchen, just wanted to kind of dress up my little black crock that I currently have my kitchen utensils in. So I got this little round plaque from the Dollar Tree, and I am simply painting over it with some chalk paint that I found at Hobby Lobby in white. And I think I ended up actually painting over this 3 times. Here you can see me going back over this the second time, and the little brushes that I have I got from Dollar Tree, and the little tray came from Walmart, I believe, with an acrylic paint set that I had purchased. So here is my cute little farm stencil that I got from Hobby Lobby. Just has the little chicken, the pig, and the cow on there. So I am using some black acrylic paint. Again, that came in a little set from Walmart. And I am trying to just paint that onto my little plaque. And of course, the plaque isn't big enough for all 3 of the little farm animals. So I am just trying to get the little chicken and the pig on there. And you'll see here in a minute, I was a little bit sloppy. You know, there was a lot going on this stencil, so I wasn't being as careful as I should have, and got some extra black where I didn't want it. But I do go back here and just take a little fine paintbrush. You can see my little spots there of black that I did not want on there. So I just go back there, take a little fine paintbrush with my white chalk paint again, and go back over there and fix. It was a very easy fix. So now the next part of this craft is I actually taped that stencil onto my black crock, and I started to paint my white chalk paint where the cow part of the stencil was. And you'll see me here, I actually switch out my brush. That brush was making it very smeary, so I just got this little foam, I don't even know what you call these, foam painter, and used that, and I stippled it on, and that came out much better. Okay, so now that I have both of my pieces painted, I am taking some of this jute twine that I got from the dollar store. And you can kind of see, originally I thought I was going to be able to like tie this around the top and have it just sit nicely over the cow, but that did not at all work out. So I ended up just cutting off a little piece of the twine and tying it in a little bow. And then I had to figure out how I was going to get this to stay on here. And funny enough, the easiest thing that worked for me was those little foam tape rolls you can get from the Dollar Tree. You just peel off the little like rectangular shapes, and they're sticky on both sides, and that's what I used. And I put them on the bottom of the circle because the top part of my crock had that little lip that stuck out. So the foam rolls, or the foam tape, is kind of thick, so I just stuck that on the bottom piece, and it worked out perfectly. It went exactly where I wanted it to go. And then after I got that taped on above my cow, I went and got some of my Farmhouse, my mind is going blank. What is the name of this ribbon? Oh my gosh, checkered ribbon. That's not what the word I'm looking for. I'll think of it here in a minute. But I just tied a little bow, and then I stuck that on there. And I tried using, actually that's wood glue that you see me trying to put on there. That did not work at all. And a lot of my crafting supplies are still in storage. Even though I went through all the boxes, apparently I missed several items. My glue gun, all that stuff, I never came across it. So funny enough, I actually ended up using another piece of that little rectangular foam tape from the Dollar Tree for my bow, and it worked out great. I absolutely love how this one turned out with all of my things in there. It actually came out exactly how I pictured it. Okay, so this next craft I'm going to work on, I absolutely love. So I got these little wooden letters from Hobby Lobby. I did look at the Dollar Tree for some wooden letters, but I didn't find any. But these were very inexpensive, and I'm just taking some black acrylic paint and painting all of these letters black. For the next part of this project, I was looking for a little wooden truck from the Dollar Tree, because oftentimes you can find those on different signs. You can take them off or whatever to use, but of course I couldn't find one. So I did get this one from Hobby Lobby. I do believe it was $4.99. It was not on sale. I would recommend, if you do get this, trying to get a coupon to keep this project as economical as possible. But I just traced that wooden truck onto that paper that you see, that decorative paper. I also had gotten that from Hobby Lobby on sale. It was like 50 cents a sheet. So I traced it on there, I cut it out, and then I decided I didn't want the entire truck to be that checked paper like that. I did want the wheels to still be black. So you just see me taking my black acrylic paint and painting the wheels black. Now for the background to put my truck and my letters on, I was originally going to use this little wooden pumpkin plaque from the Dollar Tree. That's the person who I originally saw do this craft used the pumpkin shape like this, and I'm just filling the holes in with this little plaster that I got from the Dollar Tree. However, you'll see here as I'm starting to paint my background white, this is a square shape and not that pumpkin shape. The reason for that is I noticed when I tried to put the truck and the letters on there, they were way too big for the pumpkin that I had. So I needed a bigger background piece to put mine on, which was fine. So I just painted that was a Dollar Tree wooden square sign. I painted that white, and I think I gave that two coats. And then while that was drying, I got these little foam pack of pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. Again, you can find foam pumpkins at times from the Dollar Tree, but I just couldn't find any at this time. So I am taking my little Dollar Tree utility knife and cutting these in half, because I want those little foam pumpkins to stick out over the back of my little pickup truck to look like there's little pumpkins that the truck is hauling. So I'm just cutting these out. I am going to save those stems that I pulled out. I'm going to put those stems back on here in a moment. So now I am going back to my little truck, and I'm just using some Mod Podge to put that decorative paper onto my truck, and I'm just putting it all over the truck itself, and then I'll put the paper down over top of that, and then I'll put another layer of the Mod Podge on top of that, and that will dry clear, and that will make it stick very well. Now at this point, my background is dry, so I'm placing my truck and my pumpkins and my letters onto my background here just to see exactly how I want these placed before I secure them down. I did end up using my wood glue to secure my wooden letters and my truck and my pumpkins. It worked great on the wooden letters. It worked well on the truck, except I don't know if you can see from this angle that that board in the background is a little bit bent. It's like not perfectly straight. So the front end of my truck and the back end of my truck were not completely flush with that board. So the wood glue, of course, wasn't holding that down enough. So I ended up, again, going back to my little foam Dollar Tree stickers, foam stickers, tape, I guess, and I placed those on either end of the front and the back of that truck. And that held it in perfectly. And then I had those letters that you just saw me transfer on the farm. I just did those transfer letters. I got those from the Dollar Tree and put those on the very bottom. So it's Take Me to the Farm, and I absolutely love it. And then to finish this off, to give it a more antique look, I just took some black acrylic paint and this big bristly paintbrush and just went along the edges just like you see me doing here. And I feel like it just gave it a more rustic, old-fashioned look. And this is probably, of the 3 projects that I did this time, this is my very favorite project. And I ended up putting this down underneath my entertainment center because I needed something to fill in down there. I absolutely love how this one turned out. And for this last craft that I did, you guys, it was so simple, but I just thought would go really well with my Take Me to the Farm decor. I just got this, I used the little wooden pumpkin I got from the Dollar Tree, the one I was originally going to use for my Take Me to the Farm background. And again, I placed it on top of my buffalo check paper. I finally remembered what the name of that paper is, that pattern, and I traced around it. And then I just cut that out. And then I just used my Mod Podge to glue that down and secure that in place. And then after that, I simply got out my jute twine and I used some more Mod Podge on the stem and wrapped the twine around the stem. Now, when I got to the top where that stem kind of curves around, it was such a pain in the butt. I was trying to figure out how to get that to stay down. So I actually ended up cutting off that very top part that curves around. So I just left that stem more straight. Then I took my buffalo check ribbon and just tied a pretty little bow at the top. And that was it. And I thought it turned out so adorable and complemented my other Take Me to the Farm decor perfectly. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Let me know what was your favorite craft. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.